Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A few moments ago, it was Desmond Trufant of the Falcons making their way out of the tunnel to the delight of this sold-out crowd as his guys get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Strap in. This will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
On 2nd down, Wilson. With a grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself
through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Rashad Penny, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. As we get a peek at Matt Ryan, a man who's been in the league since back in 2008.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Hey, Tuesday.
On 1st down, Ryan. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
It's caught. Jones. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Coleman. And past the 30 down to about the 27. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The first carry for C.J. Procise. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
Check 50, check 50.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Open man, it's Vanette. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Brandon, that's a tough guy right there. He knew that was going to happen. In other words, they had to absorb that hit. How about him securing the football, turning the legs a little bit, and gaining what he needed for a first.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. Fighting his way through contact. So possession changes hands on the final play of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. And what a way to take over as they've got it with a 1st and goal. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. After the interception, here's Ryan. Dancing to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
It's Coleman here. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Bryant's extra point up and good. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe
Doug Baldwin past the 20. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 68 yards.
there will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for nothing on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Coleman on the toss. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And that is incomplete. Right there in coverage, the veteran Cam Chancellor.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Now it's Lockett. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Kenny. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. They go play action now. Wilson. And that's caught by Beasley. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Brooks Reed with a tackle. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now it'll be 4th and short.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion, or even worse, an interception.
Here's Ryan. Floating one incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, Wilson. Dumps that off to Penny as running back. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Wilson now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
All right, now look at 56.
The final shot before break. Murray. And he comes back with one complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital, where you see the final score there. Drew Brees, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, let's make the quick trip up the Parkway and check in on the Ravens at home in Baltimore. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. Willie Snead, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Jameis Winston, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half. And
this is caught inside the 15. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 61 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually...
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Again, they run. Again, it's precise. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They go play action with Wilson. And Beasley with it over the middle. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Cole Beasley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Atlanta now coming out on the field. It seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the 3rd quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now a play fake here on first down. Buying time to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. To throw again. Murray. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
That goes for a gain of 31.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Ito Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball. But how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. That goes for a gain of 31. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And this one caught by Beasley. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Penny, a 1st down carry. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th. Hauschka with the extra point. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Freeman. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. From the gun, Murray. And this is going to be incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Here's Murry being chased out left. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time. Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting him down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They ran the holding for sure.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal.
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit.
Operating from the gun, Murry. And that is incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. In for the score. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the fourth. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Throwing is Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On second down, here's Wilson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That catch good for 5. It's third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Brian Poole. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
And that one? Oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
That one looks like he'll throw here, escaping the pressure right. He's to the 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. How about that? Their quarterback, his third touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. How did he stay on his feet? And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. On first down, Wilson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's Wilson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. Now Wilson on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. He'll dump it off to Procise. It'll be a gain of 6, and it's a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. To throw again is Wilson. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. That time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, partners, still a head-scratcher to me how this one ended. Down 3. I just thought, no matter the situation, you're in a spot where you can kick that field goal, go to overtime. Why not do it?
And this is where I think the analytics guys are going to continue to get more and more traction in the league. We've talked about different people now saying, I need a game management coach, someone in the booth to take the emotion out of it. Did they lose track of where they were on the clock, right? Did they lose track of where they were on the field? Was it makeable for their kicker? All those things come into play here, and it turns out they don't get it done.
So for the Falcons, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Houston Texans next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the loss will